Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our November Lunch and Learn all about Libby. Really excited to see you all here today. My name is Tracy Philippi. I'm the Library Programming and Outreach Specialist for the Village of Cottage Grove. You may have noticed I hit the record button. We will be sharing this recording on our YouTube channel, the Library Board's YouTube channel. So if there's information you'd like to come back to or share with your friends and family, you're welcome to do that as well. You're welcome to also leave your cameras off so that your image isn't shared. I'd like to thank our in-kind sponsor today, the Friends of the Cottage Grove Library, and also let you know about our final Lunch and Learn happening on December 11th. We will be welcoming Orange Hat Publishing Company, which is the largest independent publishing house in the state of Wisconsin. They will be teaching us all about the publishing industry. So again, that is December 11th at 12, and you'll see the Zoom link coming out for that shortly. So with that, I'm going to introduce Mary Driscoll from the Dane County Library Service. And fun fact, Mary has been in the same position with Dane County for 25 years. So we are so lucky to have a true legend and expert with us today to teach us all about Libby. So Mary, I'll pass it over to you.
Great. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate being here today because Libby is one of my favorite things to talk about. And it's one of the things that when I'm out and about and people find out I'm a librarian, they're like, oh, that Libby app, that is the best. And it really is. It's fantastic. It's so easy to use. And if you've been around for a while and have had an e-reader for a while and maybe remember Overdrive and how perhaps challenging that was to use back in the day when people had to use you had to tether your computer to your reading device to get it to get it to load. It was quite something. So Libby is an absolute dream and it's wonderful. And I hope you love it too, because it's a great way to also, of course, read, but save a lot of money because I think it's so easy when we're browsing around and we see something and we think, oh, that's only $4.99. I can just download that book real quick because I want it. But oh my goodness, Libby is a great way to save a lot of money. And also too, if anybody has any questions or wants to pipe up with, anything at all that you want to ask, please let me know, or you can stay after class and I'll be happy to help anyone with any questions or things they might want to know. So first of all, obviously to use Libby, there are a couple different ways. You can download Libby to your phone. You can download Libby to a tablet or your iPad. You can also use it on your laptop, which is where I'm kind of showing everything today from. And obviously, you need an internet connection to download things, but once items are downloaded on your device, what's really nice is it's on your device, which is terrific. And you can go up north and you cannot have any sort of access to internet at all, and you can read away, which is really great. So I am on the Libby app on my laptop, and it's when you pull it up, so libbyapp.com, it's going to kind of walk you through some different steps the first time you use it. And as you can see here, there's two different options here, sign in with my card or I would like a card. So if you don't happen to have a library card, you can talk to me and we can figure out how to get you a card. But we're gonna have a card here today. So we're gonna sign in with our card. All right. And Libby app is used by, gosh, I looked it up. It's used worldwide by I think thousands of different libraries. I can't remember the number off the top of my head. I had it before and I just flew out of my head, but it's used by many different libraries. So what we have to do is we have to find our library that we use and we have to sign in with our library. So let's see here. Now, first of all, it's given us a couple different options here, but that's not us. We're not Bridges. We're not Kenosha. So we're just going to hit that right there, 465 more, but we don't have to search very far. We are actually South Central Library System, LinkCat Libraries, and you can click on that. And there we go. So the next prompt it will come up with is putting in your card number. So I'm going to type in my card number here, and hopefully I'll type it in accurately. This usually is the most challenging part. Once you're signed in, you won't have to do this step every single time, but this is a first time user kind of look. Okay, well, let's see if I did this right. See if I can talk and type at the same time. Ta-da! There we go. All right, so that's our linked card. And you can tell right here, it says how many loans you have and how many holds you have. Oh, all right. There's three little dots right here. If you click on that, you can rename the card or remove the card. So say you have, oh my goodness, you lost your purse and you lost your wallet and you lost your library card and you have to get a new library card. So what you would do is you would come in and you would remove your old card once you got your new card, and then you could relink a new card with your thing, with your Libby app. So just an FYI, there is a chance to kind of rename and get your card corrected on there. Okay, so now we've got our card. Yeah, so and also too, you can see you can have 10 loans and 10 holds at the same time. All right, and then we hit the next prompt. Next. Ta-da! Here we are. We're at the fun part. So you can see it says, welcome to Wisconsin Public Library Consortium. Ah, that's terrific. We're very lucky in Wisconsin. We're very collaborative here with the libraries, and it really helps everyone out. It's just a terrific thing that we love Wisconsin. Now, the first thing you're going to want to kind of do is decide, how do I want to search? If you are looking for something specific, down here at the bottom, you can see a little magnifying glass. That is your search bar right there. Okay, so if you click on that and pull up the search bar, you can type in any author, subject, title that you're looking for. So let's say, oh, I love the book Little Women. So I'm going to just type in Little Women. Let's see if they have a copy of that. So, there it is. Click on that, and it gives us all sorts of different search results here. Okay, this seems like a lot. Oh my goodness. So what we're going to do here is browse around. Let's see if I can move this out of the way. All right, so we're going to kind of browse around within these search results and see what we have come up with.
Theapp.com.
All right, yep. So let's go down here. All right, page. Oh, there's different pages even too. All right, and of course my computer is acting a little funny here in this search result, but let's see if I can get it to go down. Oh my goodness. All right. Obviously. All right. Well, let's go with this first one here. It's number 1. All right. So Little Women. What we can do here is, first of all, we can read sample. It's been a while since I've read it, so oh my goodness, there it comes up. Now there's a lot of different little things to look at here, but if we just click in the middle, it gets rid of all that. And then you can just kind of browse through. Oh my goodness, it's just like opening up a regular book. Now, if we're looking at this and we're thinking to ourselves, I don't know about this. You give a poke in the middle, and you can kind of play around with the layout of the book, okay? First of all, right here, you can play out with that. And instead of having the type on 2 different sides, you can have it all in the middle. Oh, that's nice. You can also play with accessibility, okay? So you can include accessible sizes. And if you would like to have this size super big, and that's helpful to you, you can do that. All right, very nice. Say you are a big fan of Lori and you want to find where Lori appears in the book. You can hit the little magnifying glass, type in Lori's name, click it, and okay, Lori Makes Mischief, and it'll take you right to spots where Lori appears. Pretty cool. Okay, so that says that chapter is not accessible, but you get the idea. So pretty cool. We like this. Now, say we want to borrow this item. Okay, let's go. Oop, click the wrong one. We're going to click borrow. Now, it shows us right here what we're borrowing up here. So there's no question about that. And then our linked card, we've got 0 checkouts, 0 holds, and then it says borrowing for 14 days. Well, I kind of want to see if we can borrow it for longer than that. Okay, so you can click on 21 days because it's a big book. It's going to take me a while to read it. And then you can click borrow. Aha. So then we can go to open book. And there it is. Oh, that's so nice. Okay, and we can go through. And again, it's just like a regular book, opening up a regular paper book. You can see the ISBN number, the copyright date, the whole shebang is right there. Okay, and again, aha, now I know. When I was saying about browsing before, that was because we were in the borrow section. Yeah, if we go to, say again, I'm looking for Lori. All right, and then there's all the points where Lori shows up, and then it'll take you to, there we go, Lori makes mischief and Joe makes peace. Another thing that you can do within here is you can do bookmarks. Up here, you can see a little bookmark, and say you have a favorite spot that you absolutely love to read, you can click and do a bookmark. So that way you can remember your favorite spot and go back to it and read it over and over again, which is pretty cute. Also, too, what you can do within here is, when I was a kid, I would always had whoa, come back. I always had a dictionary next to me when I was reading. And with Libby, which is so nice, is you can click on a book and you can say, define it. What does study mean? Brings up all of the dictionary entries for the word study, which is really great. Or you can also highlight. Okay, so say if you are reading a book for a book club and you want to highlight something to go back to
Nice, yeah.
within a book, you can highlight, which is really great. And then you can go back when you have your bookmark and you can go through the highlights and go, in your book club, and we can talk about X, Y, or Z. It's pretty slick, I have to say. All right. Now, say you're reading this and you're like, oh, you know what? I'm not in the mood for this. You click in the middle of the screen, hit back, and it takes you back to sort of that main place where we're looking. Now, on the bottom here, what you can do is on the bottom, you can kind of manage your items that you have checked out and your holds. So what you're going to do is, this is like a little pile of books. Like I always think of it as sitting on your shelf next to where you're sitting reading. You click on that and it tells you what you have checked out. You can open the book from there. You can manage the loan from there. And you can decide to return the item early. If no one's waiting for the item and you've had it checked out for the allotted amount of time, you can renew the item, which is pretty great. And yeah, so that is pretty slick. It tells you how long you have left. Now we've got 21 days left. So yeah, and when the item was borrowed. How's it going so far, you guys? Are you feeling like I'm going too fast or too slow? Are you good? I'm not hearing anything. I hope you're out there. Okay. So let's see here. Now we want to go back to that main screen here. And let's say we're going to manage our loan. All right. So we are going to return the item early. And then I'll tell you when you're returning it and you return the loan. Ta-da! And off it goes. All right. So let's see here. All right. You can also have your reading journey and similar titles. So say you want to read a similar item. So you can bring that up with Little Men. Oh, wonderful. Right. Okay. So also too, when you're searching around, one thing you can do is you can place items on hold. So say you're looking for the book James, right? Now the book James is right here. And let's see, right, it's not available to borrow. Okay, so what we would have to do is we can hit place a hold. All right. Now, here it will tell you the title of the book, the author, and how many holds you have available for yourself, and what the wait period would be like for this. So what we do is we go, oh, well, okay, there's a lot of copies available, but it's going to take a little while, but that's okay. So we hit place a hold, and we're placing the hold. There we go. So you can go to your bookshelf there and see your holds. Aha. I think I was a little impatient. Let's go back and do that again. All right. Let's go search for James. There we go. Place a hold. All right, placing a hold. Oh my goodness, it's taking a while.
You didn't click on it.
There we go. Got it. All right, so we're number 223 in line. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit. I think one of the questions that people always have with this is that, because you're not buying a physical copy of the book, it seems like, why can't the library have 5,000 copies of James? But we actually have to, pay for these, just even because it seems like there's no there. But actually we are we're buying the copy of the book. So it does cost us money, so we can't buy, unlimited copies of James. And yeah, so that's why there's weights. But what I find is really nice, there we go, there's our hold, is that, if you place enough holds, things are always coming in. So let's manage that hold. Right there, it tells us several months we've got to wait and manage the hold. Now, say I'm going on vacation and it looks like the book is coming in, but I am going to go on vacation and I'm not going to have time to read it. You can suspend your hold. Okay. So you can suspend it and you can say, hey, suspend for 7 days, suspend for a lot of different time. So, so that's kind of nice. So that way it doesn't come in and you don't miss it. You can also, if you go back here, you can cancel the hold. So say you get a copy for your friend knows you really want it and you get it for your birthday, you can cancel the hold and you can just move on. Now, how do you know when your hold comes in? Well, that is something you manage with this right here. There's these 3 little lines, which isn't particularly intuitive, I think. But if you click on those 3 little lines, what you can do is you can kind of manage all of the different things you have with your settings. And there's your notifications where you can manage how you get everything. So you can manage your loan expiring. So that way, you get a little heads up like, oh, hey, you better hurry up and read this because your loan's expiring. When your loan is expired, when your hold is ready, your hold lapsing, hold lapsed. Sometimes we don't pick up items when we should. It happens to me too. Notify, when items that were unavailable actually appear, notify me author, again, when an author shows up, and notify me series. What you can do here is you need to provide an address before emails can be sent to you. So fix that, you can hit fix, and then you can provide your email address. And that way you can get those notifications, which is pretty nice. All right. Yeah, so that's kind of handy. And there's also a manage card here. So sometimes people like in the wintertime, they might have a home in Florida and they live in Florida in the winter and they have a library card at their Florida address. So they might be able to add a card that way. So, which is sort of nice. But that's what that is for. And yeah, so then you would be adding a different library because you would be having your library card linked to a different library because you would be from Florida. So yeah, pretty special. Now, this is kind of a neat thing right here, because if you're like me, you're constantly finding different titles and you're thinking, oh, that looks really terrific. You can add something called smart tags to things, which is pretty cool. So we are going to go back, and right here, you can see a little building. That is kind of a place where you can browse. All right. It takes us back to Wisconsin's Public Library Consortium. So we're browsing around in here, and let's take a look. We want maybe the newest items. What's new? And I don't want audiobooks. Audiobooks are an option, but today I want a regular old book. So I click on that. And then we've got, again, 3 little lines right here. I want something that's, I want it's available now. I want to read something tonight. And I don't want general content. I do want general content. Yes, something for adults. And, you could certainly search under kids. And let's take a look here. Go down. My goodness, my computer's not calm. Well, we'll just try it right here. It says show 1,000 titles. Let's take a little look. All right. So we can see we have books. We have available now, general content. All right. So let's take a look around and see what we can find. All right. Agents of Dreamland. Oh my goodness. We'll read a little sample. Brings it up. And if it looks like something you might be interested in, you could, let's go back. All right. And there we go. We could tag it. And we can create a new tag and we could say book club. Maybe that would be a good title for my book club. And I could say maybe January. And I would put in there, and that way it would be tagged. So that way I would look at that book and I would say, oh, interesting. That could be something that we could read for our book club and maybe bring it up next time. Because I always think that I'm going to remember things and I don't. So the tags are really nice for that. So yeah, very cool. All right. Now, again, searching around in here is really super fun. And it's a great way to just sort of browse around and find all sorts of different things that you think might be a good fit for you. These 3 little lines right here, you can filter things like so. Oh, okay. Romance. Maybe I want a romance book. Show the 2,700 titles that are available. And there we go. We've got some romance books pulled up. All right. There we go. So you just browse around. It's super fun. And that's in everything. And again, if you pull this up and you don't like it, just go back. But another thing that's really nice is that they give you lots of there's a lot of serendipity. So there's Big Library Read. There's wonderful readers from around the world are reading this book. That's kind of fun. A Lucky Day collection. These are books that are super popular or were super popular in the past. And oh, it's your lucky day. Those are in. It's all 17 of them. You don't have to put your name on hold for them. Of course, there's things for kids and teens and magazines, which are really fun. Oh my goodness, Dolly Parton. Who doesn't love Dolly Parton? And recipes. Wow, look at that. So you can open up the magazine and we'll just give it a click in the middle here. And it's just like a regular old magazine, which is pretty fun. You browse through and there's Dolly. Yay. And again, if you're in here and you want to get out, just click in the middle and go back. So would you like to keep this issue? Not at this time. And that takes you back there. Right. So yeah, fun to play around with all of this for sure. Does anybody have any questions? We're all being so quiet. Oh, I heard somebody say something.
Thanks.
Oh, you're very
Just a
welcome.
question in the chat.
Is there a question in the chat? Okay.
I can read it to you,
Oh, that would be
Mary.
great. Thank you.
Yeah. So one question, to access bookmarks, highlights, etc., is it limited to the time that it is checked out, not accessible forever, correct?
Yes, it is not accessible for forever. And that's a really good question. You'll download the item for the prescribed time. And then at the end, it's kind of like the old TV show Mission Impossible. It disappears. It goes poof and it goes back to the library. It was one of those things when this all first kind of came out that it was a real challenge for libraries and publishers to try to figure out how to do this and how to make it fair and equitable, because we're spending money on things that basically disappear. So, how many circulations you get per cost of book. So yeah, so the items do disappear eventually after your prescribed time. So it would be wonderful if we could download them and keep them forever, but unfortunately, that's not the way it works. But that would be great if we could.
Then here's another one, Mary. I
Great,
think you may have answered this, but I'll ask it again and you can
sure.
reiterate. How do I get notified once my hold is available?
Ah, okay. Yeah, that again, it was with the three little lines on the bottom. Okay. And from there, let's see. We've got your libraries right here. Whoop. Okay, so manage your cards. All right. And oh my goodness. Where is it? Your libraries there. Yeah, because you can add your email address. Now, of course, now it's like, where did it go?
Mhm.
That's always the way these things are. Oh, there we go in settings. See, I just need to scroll down a bit. All right. It was the notifications. All right. So you hit that notifications and it gives you all the different ways you can be notified. So you can choose which way ever you want to do this. If you want to ignore it, if you want a shelf notice, if you want an email. And so you go down on the bottom and it says shelf notices. You need an email right here. So we're going to fix that and we're going to put in our email address there. And then you get an email. Okay. And it tells you, hey, your item is in after you've waited for James for 6 months or whatever it is. And you do need to download it within 3 days. If you don't borrow the item within 3 days, it'll automatically be rescheduled as a one-time courtesy for 7 days. So if you don't download it and you forget or you miss the email, 7 days later, you're going to get an email and it's going to say, okay, this is your last chance. And if you don't download the item, then it will go on to the next person. So it does take a little bit of paying attention. And I have to admit, myself, I have occasionally missed items where I've been waiting forever and I missed the email and poof, it's gone. But it happens to all of us and we all try to do our best. But it just kind of takes a little bit of checking your email or logging on to your Libby app and going, there it is, there it is. But you can play around with your notifications right here. Again, loan expiring, maybe you don't care and you don't want to know when the loan expires. You've got that in hand, or a shelf notice, or you can do that through email as well. So yeah, they've kind of thought of everything and they're always just kind of updating this and doing such a nice job with it. It really is a ton of fun to use. And again, it's all free and it's a great way to save money and not spend it on those ebooks when we can get them from the library.
Next question. What is the length of time to check out an audiobook?
An audiobook, you know what? That's a really good question. It's been a while since I've looked at audiobooks. So let's take a peek here. And I don't know why my computer is doing this to me, but of course, if you're doing anything online with people watching, It's gonna be difficult. All right, so let's see. Oh, here we go. This is an audiobook. You can tell it's an audiobook because let's see here. It has the little um, earbuds kind of by it. So let's see if we go to this one. Aha, I think 14 days is the longest. Oh, no, 21. You can have them for 21 for some of them. I don't know if that's across the board that you can have them all for 21 days. I always felt like in the beginning, the audiobooks were, they were more expensive, and I think that they had shorter loan periods. But no, this one right here, which is obviously a very popular title, 21 days. So that's kind of cool. But it is nice to, when you are borrowing, really make sure you pay attention to that loan period. If nobody else wants the item, you're allowed to renew it. But you would hate to get halfway through the audiobook and have to have it go back and then not be able to finish it. So, or in a regular book as well, too. So, yeah.
We have one more question here.
Sure.
I'm hoping to learn about audiobooks and magazines for kids. Can they listen to them in the car if there's no internet?
Oh, if you download it to your device, so if your kids have an iPad and you download the audiobook to your device, you won't need the internet. It'll be downloaded for that 7 days, 12 day, or 7 days, 21 days, whatever you download it for. It will be on your audiobook or your tablet, which is really nice. So you won't need the internet. It's great.
A great hack for road trips, that's for sure. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Somebody else says, my kids have the kid Kindles and we can download materials too.
Yeah, that's super nice.
Just looking through the chat here. Does anybody else have any more questions? I'll give you a minute to type it in, or feel free to unmute yourself if you'd prefer to use your voice.
Yeah. And again, it's like doing this is really nice, but obviously, it's much nicer in person. So if anyone is feeling like I just would rather do this one-on-one, I am always available to help. Because I know it can be a little futzy or fussy, or you get back home and you think to yourself, "Oh, what am I supposed to do again? I can't remember. What was the thing on the bottom and where do I put my email?" Also, too, if anyone has a Paperwhite, and the Paperwhites are really terrific. I like to bring these on vacation because you can read outside and there's no glare like on a tablet. These are great. They're a little more fussy because you have to go through your Amazon account and have the item sent, but they're really great. And if anyone ever would need help with a Paperwhite, I'm happy to do that. But yeah, it's pretty intuitive. Back in the day, oh my goodness, we had to have Adobe digital editions we had to download that to our devices. And again, a lot of times you'd have to tether it to your computer. It was quite something. Libby is very, very, very user friendly and just a ton of fun and easy and a great way to save money and read to your heart's content.
Mhm. Mary, what's the best way for folks to get in touch with you if they do have follow-up questions?
Yeah. Well, my phone number is 608.
I'll put it in the chat here.
Ah,
Sorry.
yeah. No, 266-4419. That's my phone number. And then my email, that's one of those things like I'm always like, what is my email? I actually have to write it down so I make sure I'm saying it correctly, because it's like if I have to think about it, I'll say it wrong. So it's DRISCOLL at DCLS.info, INFO.
In chat, and you put your number in there too. For our Cottage Grove residents, obviously we have the Dane County Bookmobile that frequents multiple locations in Cottage Grove. If somebody has a question about Libby, could they take it to John and Emily, the librarians on the Bookmobile?
You bet. Yeah, it's one of those things, if they have time to help you, that's just it. If it's like super busy, they might not be able to give you the time that they would prefer to, but yeah. So you're welcome to bring it on, and I'm sure they'll help you if they're, not inundated with people, but otherwise, you're always welcome to give me a call. I'm happy to do it. And it's just a lot of fun and it's a real pleasure. I mean, I'm not kidding you. I love going out and having people go, "Oh, I just love that Libby app. It's so cool."
It's nice when apps actually function in a pleasant user
It is.
experience, isn't it?
Yeah, but you can just manage everything. So again, on the bottom, we've got the magnifying glass. That's how you search just for author, title, subject. You've got the little house or library, and that's basically like going to the library. You've got the middle 3 bars, which kind of helps with all of your notifications and your email and just kind of housekeeping. The little stack of books is your bookshelf, where your loans are, where your holds are, just where your notices are. You can play around with that. And then the little tag is how you can tag items and just reminders for yourself. So like, oh, that would be a good book club item, or, I want to read that, but I've got 10 holds placed right now, but maybe when some of my holds have lapsed or I've used the items, I can go back in and replace that one on hold. So it's really, they do a great job. They really do. And it's so user friendly.
I believe Libby also has a social media presence as well, so you can follow them on Facebook and Instagram. I've seen some good content come out from them
Yeah,
directly.
lots of tips and tricks. And they do updates all the time and things change a little tweak here and there because they're always like making it better. So yeah, it's helpful to kind of just keep up with what's going on.
Well, great. So with no more questions, I'd like to again thank Mary Driscoll with the Dane County Library Service. And also like to thank our in-kind sponsor again, the Friends of the Cottage Grove Library. And I hope to see you all on December 11th when we will be welcoming Orange Hat Publishing Company virtually here in Cottage Grove. So have a great day, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.